some Palace. So, for people who don't know, Palace is the format in the Gen 3 Frontier where you don't pick the moves, but the Pokemon pick the moves based on their nature. That's the simplest form of it. Doubles makes it quite a bit more complicated because the Pokemon's nature also affects what target they pick, which does change things around a bit. There is a lot of button mashing. It's pretty much how this goes. And the team is at the bottom, mostly going for the incredibly broken duo of Metagross Latios. They benefit from being bulky on opposite sides of the spectrum, and the basic idea is that most enemy sets which are physical target the higher HP ally on my side, and most enemy sets which are special target the lower HP one. So the idea there is that most of the flamethrowers that are meant to go towards Metagross get aimed at Latios instead, and then a lot of the normal and ghost moves that would be aimed at Latios instead go towards Metagross. And then Snorlax is at the back for like ultimate backup. But that's basically it. There's gonna be a lot of brain rot. This is gonna go by quite quickly. I'm gonna try and get as many attempts as possible in. That's kind of what Palace is in some ways. But I am pretty sure that this team can get the record because I've broken the record in practice twice at this point. Should be possible. Okay. The first actually challenging match should be either 21 or 28. The early games are quite straightforward. All of my Pokemon have natures which prefer targeting the lower HP Pokemon. So you may see some funny things like Latios trying to use a move onto the wrong target. Same with Metagross, although Metagross mostly would use Earthquake because Latios has Levitate and the doubles AI prioritizes that. And Pokemon can fail to use moves. Metagross did that quite a few turns in a row then. And Latios can't run Psychic because moves that are immune can get stuck in doubles. If there is an enemy Pokemon that is immune to the move, which is lower on HP, and then another Pokemon which Latios is trying to target with Psychic, it can just fail forever, which I don't want to happen. I tested that Elixir. It really didn't work very well. I think Snorlax is significantly better as bulky backup. Yeah, the advantage of Metagross is the fact that Metagross hits very hard with Earthquake, but unlike a Pokemon like Swampert, Metagross doesn't have Earthquake as its strongest move. So in scenarios where Latios faints first, Metagross won't behave randomly. It will always see Meteor Mash as the strongest move. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of button mashing at the start. There is a bit of thought that goes in later. I'm going to have to pay attention to the enemy trainer name. This team is probably one of the teams that does switch the most in doubles. Mostly because Snorlax facilitates it. Yeah, there's... I really doubt I'm going to be switching out because of an enemy like Camerupt potentially going nuts. What is fun about Palace is that... So, in singles and in doubles, you have 3 possible commands each turn. In singles, you can attack or switch to one of your 2 Pokemon, and in doubles, you can attack twice, or either Pokemon can switch. Yeah. But singles is a slightly better record. Yeah, the weakest link on this team is the Snorlax, but I couldn't find a better solution. Unfortunately, Carmine Suicune doesn't work very well, despite what the Smogon thread might say. It's a little bit dangerous because we're going to leave Kang alone. Yeah, the record is actually a little bit sus. It uses hidden power, which doesn't actually work due to how the AI picks moves. Don't have to play the game. That is largely true. Heracross is probably the single most deadly Pokemon I can face. No, Guma, someone else posted in September. Curselax is a problem because I will be ignoring it with Latios because it's higher HP. Could be losing this. Something that I really learned in testing was to be very careful about Blissey. Also, Exploud is annoying because Exploud 3 and 4 have different natures when it comes to what they're going to target. And quite often I won't know the exact set. I do have Chesto. It's the Glalie 2 explosion. It's only 35. Milo would be a bigger problem if I had a better nature. It applies to quite a lot of these Pokemon. So yeah, that's an example. That Arcanine used Overheat on Metagross, but Double's AI retargeted it into Latios. Oh, their swords dancing. I should have switched. I button mashed too close to the sun. A little bit tempted to switch. It's not actually set 3, it is set 4. It's a lass. In situations like this, it's slightly tempting to switch just because Shiftry can explode. Double focus band. Hey, Frillis. Yeah, the overlay is going to be lying about the set. Although this is actually a set 4 trainer. This is a bit dangerous. Specifically, I'm a bit worried about Blissey 4. Okay, slow. It's not completely safe because Snorlax can lose to Blissey. There's the counter. This has happened before. Every team I've tested is a bit weak to Blissey in those situations. I need to restart actually, so the count is right. Yeah, the average streak is around, say, around 80 in testing. Yeah, Caesar, where was the factory doubles? I was waiting for it today. Busy dying. Unacceptable. God. I don't know, they had an arbitrary cutoff for Gen 3. I'm just waiting to lose to something I didn't lose to in practice. Protect is another problem. There is Never going to be a good solution to that, though. Yeah, I had to change the screen reader so that the minimum match time was 4 seconds instead of 30, so it could have a chance to keep up. It wouldn't surprise me if it falls behind. It isn't that hard to have a 3-second match with this kind of speed up. More fire moves aimed at Latios. Bum, 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 bum. Palace with no switching. That wouldn't change very much. Is Snorlax one going to do it? I just need to kill Meganium. My own Snorlax will win after that. Unlucky. Did get the counter off. It's not enough. The focus band Medicham. Medicham 1's never done so much with just one focus band. Overlay is lying again. This is a set 1 trainer. Parasec 2, stop it. Stay still for the ice beam, there we go. Latios is so broken, man. It is not right. Almost got to the point where we think about the matches. Little bit dangerous with Heracross 4 there. We don't choke the attack. That's definitely not allowed for the leaderboard, but yes. Probably could get a pretty good record. It is a set 3 trainer, not set 4. Yes, exactly, CISO. The Ice Beam kill, that is cold. Jolteon 4 is not allowed. Timid is actually a less HP targeter, so it is going to... It's going to go for Latios. I wonder if I should switch here, actually. Quite a real chance that I meant to switch with Metagross here. I don't like Aero though because Latios is inconsistent at targeting it. I'm gonna stay in, I think. Yeah. Latios will once again be inconsistent. It can go for the Thunderbolt. Okay, got. That was pretty lucky. That should have been much harder. He's a set 3-4 trainer. So Modest is less HP. And what is Hardy? Hardy is more HP. So Flygon is going to Dragon Claw or Flamethrower into Metagross. I think I'm actually going to switch. Because Latios could use Substitute. If I knew that Latios is going to attack, it would be fine, but I don't know. What is Slaking 4 going to do? Oh, no. It's Modest. It's going to go for Metagross. But Slaking 3 is going to Shadow Ball my Metagross. I'm actually going to switch. It is better. Do I stay in? I think so. Go on, swag what you want. The top trainer, it's me. I'm assuming it's any set. It is any set. Gengar is a bit of a mess on turn 1. Bing, 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 bing. What is nasty about Gengar and other Destiny Bonders is that they can this Destiny Bond on turn 1. I think I've got to stay in because Gengar 1 using Hypnosis could be really bad. Against Metagross, I'm fine to stay in. The Adamant sets will go for my Metagross, and they should all want to Earthquake because of Gengar. Okay. Meteor Mash. I really want to get off the Earthquake. If I get off the Earthquake, I think I'll win. Okay, so it's a low HP Ursaring. No, it's a high HP Ursaring, sorry. Wrong way around. Should be GG. Well, catches at any set. I do one-shot Armado with Meteor Mash. I'm a bit concerned about Armado 4, but Armado 4 shouldn't be using Earthquake ever. No, wrong one. No. Did 14. So that's Armado 3. It is bad because I'm going to double target the Shuckle. I really hope that's not Scizor 4. Okay, GG. Doreen. Any set. Legendary. Spam. Great. All the Entes are fine, except for Entei 3, which is Docile. Docile chooses a random target. The others are going to use a fire move into Latios. I do kind of need to stay in an Earthquake, though. So hopefully Entei 3 doesn't crit Metagross. Nice rest. I'm switching. It's Shadow Balling. Perfect. Love it when the AI gets stuck on bad moves. I have to stay in, I think. It is ugly. I'm quite likely to Dragon Claw Skarmory. I'm going to Dragon Claw and Meteor Mash Skarmory. That is very likely to happen. I'm gonna switch. I do not want to get Earthquaked. That did a lot. That was definitely a crit. Skarm 2 is careful. It is more likely to be Skarm 4. And it is possible that was Flygon 1 critting. It is possible. This is a really bad start. Really, really bad start to get double substitute as well. It is incredibly unlucky as well for Flygon not to miss a move. Oh, please stop spamming substitute. And there's the Skarmory Earthquake glitch. should be attacking. Should be fine, yes. So it's going to be a double target into Milo. I'm not sure if... It's going to be Earthquake T-Bot into Milo every time, which probably doesn't kill Milo. Mirako is reasonably likely. I probably do have to switch here. I'm going to be Thunderbolting Arcanine here. But Gyarados is going to be Earthquaking, right? No. It's going to be a random return. That sucks. Adamant isn't very likely to use an attack, though. Gyarados would fail more often than it hits. Thanks, Snorlax. Thank you for choking. Set 1. Weird case where it is definitely going to Flamethrower Metagross. Well, it could also Body Slam Metagross, I guess. The redirection from Latios. What does Impish do from Mischievous? Impish is high HP as well. Okay. I'm going to switch. Set 4. Brave. Brave is less HP, so Gramble is going to Mega Kick or Shadow Ball Latios. I probably do want to save it. Metagross would never Earthquake here. It's always going to be going for Mime. It's weird. I'm not sure if Incapable of using its power is going to override the choice lock or not. Obviously, it wants to Earthquake this turn. We'll find out, I guess. Miriam. Okay, it's just any set. Quiet and Modest are both less HP, so Slowking's going to go for Latios. The risk is Docile Rapidash 4, which can overheat Metagross. That is a 1 out of 4, though. It would be huge for me to Earthquake. It would probably end the game. Okay, GG. I really want to switch out Latios here. And I don't... The issue about this duo is I don't know which one is lower in HP. The HP invested Latios can be higher, but the no investment is obviously going to be lower. Bringing in Snorlax feels less wrong. That is not good. It's going to be very difficult to bring Registeel down in that case. I do slowly chip. It is... This is not good. Yeah. Latios is an 8 setter. It has to be 6, because 2 would Earthquake. Well, technically speaking, it can also be 2, because it can use a random move. But it's incredibly likely to be 6. I don't really want Superpower to hit Snorlax. Latios is incapable of using its power twice. That doesn't narrow it down. Okay, it's T-bolting. I kind of want you to set up Snorlax. I also kind of don't. So Latios is going to go for Metagross again. I could switch. It's not good though. It could easily Dragon Claw Snorlax and get redirected into Metagross. What are the chances that I need Metagross for the final Pokemon? Important to remember this is Palace, so the typical Registeel 6 logic does not apply. Okay. Ice Beam was just random. I guess it is more likely to be a modest set. Please set up. This is really bad. Oh, is that enough? That must be enough, surely. I'm still in a bad position, but at least Latios is out of action. It could be free. Free is docile, but it hasn't been inconsistent with its targeting. It probably is 1 or 4. Rest is not actually good. That is going to redirect Latios into my Latios now. It's not bad. I've activated low HP. Yes. Where is Metagross? Nothing I can do about a potential explosion. At least it's not set 1. Come on. Oh my god. Is that a HP tie? Regirock and Latios had the same HP, so my target was random. It's not good for me. Focus Punch is not good for me. I'm probably dead. The crit is enough. Okay. The unlucky part about that battle was the fact that Snorlax did not set up when it was Registeel Latios. I guess the freeze on Metagross is also really bad luck in hindsight, but these things happen. The metronome hyper beam. One positive about Palace is that the early rounds are significantly less boring. Oh. Yeah, the redirection. They will not. My Pokemon will not target the higher HP enemy. Well, Earthquake kind of does. God, the Regirock and Latios were tied for HP as well. God, there's so many things that went wrong about that game. Actually, in hindsight. There were some opponents who I actually wish Meteor Mash didn't kill. But it's just how it goes. It's Clef 1 is interrupting the palace targeting system. I should definitely switch here. It only needs 3 self-hits probably for it to go really wrong. Whoops. Ladio should be in slot 2, but it's fine. It's unlikely to matter for a single mat. For a single round at least. Dangerous. Kill with a sizzle. Okay. Can't do anything about it. Switching doesn't make sense here. Oh. I don't like leaving Whiscash alone, but again, can't do anything. It's interesting that it obviously would have attempted to use an attack and it would have wanted to fake out, but it's obviously already knew it was going to fail the 50-50 before checking. That's a weird interaction. This is going badly wrong. Ninjas could run away with this quite easily. Metagross is seriously trolling this. Oh my god. Snorlax is a disgusting Pokemon. It's a little bit weird this because they can tie on HP. Xatu 3 and 4 tie with Fearow 1, 2, 3, 4. They all have the same HP. This could be really bad because of a lightning rod. But I don't really want Snorlax to be hit by Earthquake. Okay. That's fine, as long as Metagross gets the move off. Yeah, that's fine. Latias last. That is a nasty counter. That is a very big crit. It is going to be Snorlax dead. Oh, it's going to be Snorlax dead, and it's probably going to be Earthquake as well. That's a disaster. Can't do anything about it though. Switching would be worse. Switching would definitely be worse. Ah, it hit the higher HP Pokemon. So it is Latios 6. Okay. I'm still in a kind of bad position. Yeah, I'm going to lose this. Well, I could win. I just require a lot more luck on the failing to attack. No. Bittersweet. Yeah, I guess in hindsight, thinking back to that game, the crit on Snorlax was a very big deal. Because Snorlax should have walled them both. Or if not walled them, at least stuck around for another 2 turns. I'm definitely low rolling the luck on the streaks here. But yeah, this team is significantly better than the teams on the leaderboard. I am sure of that through testing. Recognize the female. The the record team runs Hidden Power, which is very suspicious because Hidden Power doesn't actually work. I'm not really sure how you can play without realizing that. Lucy doesn't have Elements. Do 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 do. Lots of examples of the redirection here. Obviously, Ice Beam is intended for Gligar, but Gligar has higher HP. I don't know which team that is, sorry. Yeah, unfortunately, Palace singles. Well, Palace doubles also really bad, but Hidden Power not working alongside certain sets not working. The Palace meta is very narrow. It's fun for a little bit though. It's my phones. I mean, the frontier is already quite bad with the centralization towards Latios and Blissey, but I think the Palace is even worse. Well, actually, Pyramid is worse than Palace. There is one Pyramid team, and it is known to work. Although perhaps you could argue that there are a lot of viable Pyramid teams that can get infinite streaks, so maybe it's fine, but... yeah. Milo is pretty good in the Palace. Because recovery is a lot more reliable than rest. And Milo is one of those Pokemon you don't need investment to get the kills. I really need to start bringing my off-stream luck on stream. Megalium 2, let me out. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. I might be underestimating how often the random selection happens. I don't know what you mean. Do you mean random earthquakes? I don't know. I've never played Black White Subway. Simulation. I'm half thinking about helping hand in some of these teams because it is considered self-status. I did check Bulbapedia, and I'm glad they finally picked up my terminology. I don't know how long it's been like that, but I've always hated the offense defense support thing. It is so much more logical to talk about it as if it's what it's targeting on the status moves. I don't know if that's a recent edit. That is a classic scenario where I could get stuck on Psychic against Absol. I probably shouldn't be on fast forward here. Because this can go badly wrong, and it's going badly wrong. That's a lot of failed moves. Ooh, there's the Fissure, there's the Megahorn, and there's the Salak Megahorn. I mean, that was very unlucky, particularly with the start. I also couldn't bring in Snorlax on the Fissure anyway. think that's the biggest problem of these earthquake-based teams is the scenarios where earthquake doesn't do enough, but it's still highest scoring move because it's next to a levitator. But there's no counter to it if you want to run earthquake. That is the price. I wouldn't say that. There's quite a lot of decision making in switching. And there's a lot of thought and testing that goes into building a team. But obviously you can just copy a team and then you cut that out. But it is also true that if you want to get lucky once in one run, the Battle Palace would be a good place to get lucky. I'm still waiting for my one turner. Okay, it's not gonna happen. This could be dangerous. No, my one turn battle. It's not happening. That also could have been it. Yeah, the first 30-ish battles are pretty free. Should have switched. Arcanine won a very unusual set, since it's got no special attack investment and it's adamant. We want to be a bit more careful starting at 35. Hey, Ben. Don't do it, Nidoking. I don't like this opening. Maybe should be switching. Maybe. It's very close. It's a big deal that Latios didn't use substitute on turn 1 there. The one turn. It finally happened. Oh no, don't miss again. This one's less close. Just a bit nervous about Bright Powder. Thanks, Cherry. The music to stay sane while playing Palace. Blaziken is hardy. So Blaziken is actually going to use Overheat into Metagross. I do have to switch. It sucks because Earthquake does kill Blaziken, but I obviously get outsped. Noma, yay. Okay. There's the boom. Haven't had many booms yet today. The one turn? No. I am British. I do have a Lumberry. I really don't want to get out of here. What's complicated about this is the fact that Latios can very easily use Thunderbolts into Quagsire. I probably should switch. I probably have to stay in, actually. I'm worried about Curse going too far. They're both going to target the Quagsire slot, but next turn should be Blastoise. Torrent Hydro Pump does do a lot, but doesn't have to go for it. Okay, I failed to attack. That is not good. Then my mind is should be guaranteed to. Well, not guaranteed because it could be Marowak 1. I do kill all the other Marowaks, but not necessarily Marowak 1. Okay, so it is Marowak 1. Luckily, Marowak 1 is guaranteed to use Boomerang into Latios. Because it's adamant. It can't target the Metagross. Solar Beam, really? It has to be Solar Beaming Metagross, unless it was random. Okay, we'll never find out. Metagross Gamer. It's not a great lead. What I don't like about these is the fact that I don't know which one of them is lower in HP, so I'm not sure what I'd be targeting. Probably do have to stay in. The punishment for switching out if it is a high HP Salamence is dreadful. But Ice Beaming Registeel sucks. Okay, it was a low HP Salamence. Hilarious how much easier this was than the alternative, where it was potentially Salamence for something. It's more of the same, but it is much, much more likely that... Well, no, that's not true. It is quite easy for Latios to also be higher HP. I can't switch out, though. I have to stay in. At least I am almost guaranteed to mash. I can use rest at full HP, which would suck, but... Ice Beam... DD... It's not good. Salamence failed its attack. That is good. I'm not switching now, though. So it is Steelix free guaranteed with the Quick Claw. Please kill it. Please kill it. Oh, no, no, no. This is over. Yeah. The failing on attack is really bad there. That is a terrible, terrible lead, though. Terrible matchup at the start. Yeah, I cannot switch. I can't switch Snorlax into that, unfortunately. Could have very easily been double Earthquake on turn 1. Hey, Parasitize. I was factory. Repeat challenge. Freaking Oravi. You only got there once. Did you get Thorntons at 21? Yeah. Bum, bum. Ah, dude, I should have switched against that Latios. I just realised because it had to be docile. Crap. It had to be docile and win the 50-50, I just realised. Oh, this is the button mash stream. I mean, it is definitely the hardest fight in all of the Frontier. Objectively, the most unfair fight there is. Parasect is doing it. Bum, bum. I'm still recovering from CISO's record run with that frickin' Garchomp fight where Rhydon baited in the double turn outrage, double 2-turn outrage. It's such a stupid game. Yeah. You got it. Oh, you think you got it. In English, you'd probably say, I feel like a kid. But yeah, I know what you mean. Is Aero 1 going to actually do anything? That is really funny. Is Aero 1 quite likely to do that kind of roulette? Because it is... it's not guaranteed. No. It's not that like it's just a weird game. Okay. Let's see, please. Dusclops 2, let me go. There we go. Does Gimme still play Frontier? Ooh. Pincer doing it? Pincer doing it? No. Man, I wish there was a good special attack nature. I totally run it. I would totally run it on Latios in doubles. I might even run quiet. Ooh, I should have switched there. It is quirky. What's VVVV? VV. Snorlax 2 is doing it. The best thing to do against this is just stay in. Okay. No punish. Sounds cool. Gibby's not that active. Understood. I think Gibby was the only person who was sort of challenging Wurza for Gen 3 Factory. Caesar, you should play Gen 3 Factory. It's easier. There's one less set. Yeah, you can't just do one random speedrun. You have to learn the route. Yeah. Ooh, the focus band. When it's pincer 2 in the back. This is a bit dangerous. I think the guillotine is too late, though. It was pretty stupid to stay in with Metagross against that Blaziken. Is there a British Pokemon speedrunner? I might be really insulting someone if I can't think of anyone. I guess Dave. I wonder what Worcester would say about Dave's sub 10-minute factory. Oh, Amoeba UK, yeah. No, I do know Amoeba. I was being rude by forgetting that. Umbreon lives that, really. It's only 21 IVs. I see. It's a really good opener. It's an any set trainer. I'm worried about counter from the champ. Counter would be pretty devastating. Okay. Okay, the facade crit sucks, but I'll take it for no counter. Jolteon 4 again. That's fine. I would speedrun it if there wasn't such ridiculous rules about emulators and the fact that there's a separate leaderboard and stuff. Bum, 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 bum. There are some very specific rules. I don't think the leaderboards are shared. No, I looked recently. There were some pretty weird rules, but I might just what I might do is I might just speedrun Factory anyway. Bum, bum, bum. Crap. Aero 4 is such a massive punish. Aero 3 and Aero 4 do save the same ability. I deserve this loss if it is a loss. It's not Regice 3. I mean, it's not Regice 5. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to see. Please use Curse. No, it's over. I might be able to win the super long stall war here, actually. It's not impossible. They're actually getting quite lucky with the move selects on the attacks. It's fairly unlikely for them to chain it this much. Focus Punch is 20 PP though. God, the Aero getting the immediate Fire Blast. And then getting the crit. That sucks so much. Fire Blast crit to punish my lackadaisical attitude. I'm not really safe here. Ooh, Regice is actually going to put itself as the lower HP enemy, and then I can kill it. Like that. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that. I probably will do some speedruns for fun, but yeah. I don't think I'm gonna bother with that shit. Holy shit. Did anyone? The settings are bullshit parasitized. I've got to go and find a BIOS and everything. I'm not doing that. Very, very annoying. Heracross is protected by Shuckle being lower HP. Please kill it, Latios. Okay. Yeah, I don't like, because there's no point. No one else plays an emulator, so I don't see a reason to follow the speedrun restrictions. I'm kind of lucky that was Shuckle 1. Blah, 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 blah. Fiona is set 1 and 2, unless it's an ice or a fighting type, and then it's any set. Same as Gloria. So it's Starmie 1 or 2, and then it's any Machamp set. Definitely gonna stay in. I'm just always so worried about counter. But I'm not switching out. Oh, okay. That's fine. Latios will kill it. Alexis. Swinging never. So they're all going to target the high HP. All of them. Literally all of them. But EQ steel type check. I do need to Earthquake myself though. Okay, that was exceptionally good luck. Am I really going to switch out, fearing the Fire Blast crit? I really don't think so. Obviously, I'm dead to Fire Blast and Mega Horn. Yeah, I think I will speedrun Emerald at some point, Emerald Factory, but I don't think I'm going to bother following the rules. Weird. Spoke words. Mind you, speedrunning Factory involves a lot of bad decision making in order to try and win matches slightly faster. It's not a 5-minute setup, that's the problem. Okay. there are more settings than that. There's all the frame rate stuff as well. I have to change my overlay and everything. I'm not doing that. Do I want to keep Latios in? Gengar might be higher HP. It depends on the set. I probably am going for Gengar. God, Gengar 1 is such... Gengar 1 is so annoying. I'm gonna stay in. Okay, that is not Gengar 1, so we are targeting Gengar with... Yeah. Good. Houndoom can target Metagross. Which one is it again? Yeah, so Quirky is more HP targeting. So Houndoom 3 can overheat. Am I far enough ahead to do that? Because I'm obviously hitting Dusclops anyway. I don't want to keep Snorlax in because if it attacks, it's going to return into Dusclops. That's fine. Isn't there special rules about changing the frame rate or something? I have to Earthquake. There's no way I'm switching. Again, it's just Gengar 1, which would make this random. And the Hardy fires, they're so annoying. I'm gonna switch. See, we're targeting Typhlosion. I think it's fine. I'm not going to be giving it Blaze. I don't need to worry about that. I'm worried about the two-shot if I don't use Return here. Okay, that's fine. The entire frame is visible because that shows what the FPS counter is on MGBA. Parasol ladies are the weather people, so it's Venu 1 or 4 and it's Electabuzz 2. Let's stay in. You must also hard reset the emulator during the first 10 minutes of every individual attempt. So I have to actually manually reset, but the problem with manually resetting is that Emerald's RNG is frozen. Anyway. Nice burn. It's funny, the Fire Blast should not be an issue, but obviously it is today. The Quick Claw. Ugh. I can't do anything about the targeting. I've got no idea. The one thing I'll tell you is that Wurster plays it like complete brain rot. It is just attack. So I'm assuming that it's tight enough that it's not just about winning fast, it's about having certain sets. I'm wondering if I should switch, not because I need to right now, but because I don't know what's in the back. Palace singles. The Palace singles will drop the second I go for it, I promise you that. The Palace singles record is obviously by a known cheater. So I don't know if we're counting that as a record or not. Hello? I want to look up this guy. Set 1 or 2. Yeah, only set 1 or 2. I'm concerned about Glalie too, obviously. Maybe I want to swap to Snorlax. Just feels so wrong. I give up a lot of tempo though. it's difficult to get Steelix down if I do that. That's not a very good turn 1. I'm gonna have to switch. I don't want to die to Ice Beam. Come on, Snorlax, you can set up. Stop using Return. I take it back. I asked him earlier, he said he was doing something else. It's earlier in the VOD, I can't remember what he said actually. It's so annoying when the HB overlaps, I don't know what's going to happen on turn 1. I'm likely to hit Starmie. It's just not guaranteed. At least it's not set free then. That's fine. Louis. I forgot that Beacon called one of the maps Maharaga. Are you doing round 8 first, you say? Okay. What is bold and what is quiet? So bold is less HP. Quiet is also less. In that case, I'm definitely staying in. Yeah, very niche. I actually know it's Ludicolo 1, right? Because 2 would... No, it could be 2. It could be 2. I don't know it, yeah. Please, Earthquake. Boom, 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 boom. Decent chance the weather changes again. I can't do anything about it, though. Okay, it's Blastoise 2. That's fine. Please, Earthquake. Ooh, that's not good timing. And that's not Ice Beam. Ooh, this is looking really, really bad. Particularly because it might be Lightning Rod, this might be over. It would be exceptionally lucky for me to escape this. It's just missing every single horn drill. That's... Oh, no. I was hopeful. When the first horn drill hit Metagross, I was ready to lose, but I was hopeful again. Okay, probably last run. Snorlax is very passive, but then so is everything else. I don't know what to put in the back if it's not Snorlax. I'm not putting Milo in the back. The water matchup is already dodgy. The real answer might be to get rid of Metagross. I have Latias, but same thing. I am actually thinking about putting Latias in the back. Perhaps even in the front. Because the weaker bait may be actually a good thing. I'm not getting forced out by Regice necessarily in the same way. The hot take, it's bait, but the hot take is that Latias is better than Latios, but it's not completely true. Latias just lacks the raw power to deal with the fighting types in the same way, and suffers for it. Latias is red, so it's better. You're not wrong. In a world without crits, Latias just does have a genuine claim to fame. Problem is when your major niche is just ruined by the idea that you can be crit, it is difficult to keep being serious. There is another quite funny team, which is Latias, Salamence, Latios. They all have Earthquake. The problem with that is that the AI misplays Earthquake really badly. Like, if it doesn't see kills, it will just Earthquake into grass types. Regice in the back. Problem with Regice in the back is I need to switch something into overheats quite often. I did do extensive testing of Seismic Toss Blissey in the back. Ooh, was that Guillotine? It must have been. Could be very boring and go for the tried and tested Tauros lead. The Sediments and Laddies, what do you do about Regice? You just kill it. Regice is mostly bad for Sediments, but Sediments is faster and can hit it. In doubles, it's not a big problem to have weakened coverage. Like when you play factory doubles, you should not be as concerned about Blissey or Regice unless you have a pretty poor team. Just hitting it with 2 special attacks per turn massively changes how bulky it seems. Stop choking. Don't. Okay, good. Okay, real talk. Do we end on 49 so that we actually have a streak to come back to? Or do I just kill this streak? Free Dragon seems actually to me. It's actually a very good team. Like 4 dragon types in the battle tower is actually very good in doubles. It would be a bigger problem if Latias and Latios actually died to ice beams fairly often, but you need to have quite a strong ice beam to kill them. And Blizzard has reduced power in doubles. It's a bit like the Gyarados Fears Electric scenario. Particularly the invested Gyarados sets, you need to have a pretty strong electric move to actually kill them. Dragonite is also the same. People heavily underestimate Dragonite in open level factory because they think it dies to every ice move. It definitely does not. That was an ice beam from Golduck just there. didn't even do half. Latios and Latias are both incredibly broken. Well, let's be honest. I mean, I'm not sure how many people actually think 140 is real. The Smogon mods seem to think it's real despite having hidden power, so I guess a few people think it's real. So it's not a it's not an outrageous streak. I have beaten it twice in practice. Today has been unlucky for sure, but only slightly unlucky. The average streak is about 70 to 80. That is a really bad start. I was on autopilot. I probably should have switched. And there's the explosion. GG. I want to see that back, actually. I was not paying attention. Substitute. Confuse raid. Muck is brave. That's why it's able to hit Latios. And I got the double self-hit. And Muck went all in on the sludge bombs. And that was a 10% explosion. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, we got unlucky today, but it's fine. Do I have a goal in mind? I'm not going to try and get 200 in Palace doubles. I don't think that's going to happen very quickly. I can definitely get 150. In practice, I got 163 in practice. On this save file? I'm trying to think. Because this is a different save file to the one I used to stream on. It probably is Palace and Pyramids. I don't think I've played Paris on this save file. So I have the Emerald save files I have my old laptop, which I've lost, which is really annoying because I had some important teams on that. This PC I'm streaming from right now, I've got my phone, I've got my actual Emerald cartridge, and I got my new laptop. So I've got 5 different Emerald save files. Anyway. And I probably have the most time on my phone at this point. I've actually played more of my phone than on cart for a while. Fufu is playing Dark Souls. Fufu's not on my sidebar. I don't trust you. Oh no, she is. Okay, I lied. Is Gooba live? A cross-platform raid. I cannot raid YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. Cool. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be, what is it again tomorrow? Arena. I have a, what do I have as a streak in Arena right now? $84.